Hello our football lovers, Inside Football is online. Today we have extremely important updates from the life of Xavi Simons, whose career we have been following for a long time on this channel. Most recently, PSG faced Nice in Coupe de France round of 16 and were knocked out after a penalty shootout. Things were dragging on a bit. It happened that Xavi had to step up for the last take, reflected by Nice goalkeeper Marcin Bulka. If the lad could still succeed, then the clash would have continued, but unfortunately, his mistake brought the opponent to the quarterfinals. One crucial miss of Xavi Simons deprived the team of the opportunity to fight for the trophy. Not so unimportant trophy though. Last season, PSG could only triumph at Coupe de France. After the final whistle, the guy was attacked with criticism, and his possible future at PSG is now in question. In this video, we are gonna analyze the very mistake of Simons, why did this happen after all, and how will it affect the boy's career? Will this failure push the management to transfer Xavi, throwing him to another club? By the way, he still did not decide on his contract extension. Besides, we will tell you about the opinion of Lionel Messi about Simons, which is very interesting to hear. Watch the video up to the end and find out the matter by yourself. But before we start things off, we advise you to subscribe to our project and be sure to give this video a like. Are you through? Then let's dive into action. So how did it happen? Simons started the game on the bench and entered the pitch only by the 80th minute instead of Colin Dagba. He didn't spend much time there, managing to do some passing with Messi, took part in a couple of tackles, even played with his head in the opponent's box, though not with much success. In general, he did everything he could for a small amount of playing time the coach provided him. As regular time ended in a draw, the winner had to be determined in a penalty shootout. 5 takers were not enough to get the job done, so the clubs had to use other players. Xavi was the one to show up 7th. It's worth admitting that Simons had a bad shot. The goalkeeper easily saved this one and secured the victory. According to L'Equipe, Simons was chosen to take the 7th penalty due to the fact that more experienced partners decided not to take responsibility. Subsequently, at this decisive moment, an 18-year-old kid was sent to sort it all out. And he could not cope with such a burden, getting a huge amount of stress. Following the words of PSG boss Mauricio Pochettino, only the first 5 takers were picked. And after the shootout kept going, the decision was made by the players themselves. By that time, Prancel Kimpembe, Tila Kerher, Danilo Pereira, and Gianluigi Donnarumma had not yet taken a penalty. We made the decision related to the first 5 shooters, which were Leo, Kylian, Paredes, Draxler, and Verratti. We thought we could win with those 5, but for the others, it depended on how the players felt. They took the places that suited them. Xavi was not my choice, Pochettino revealed. Yeah, right, you can say that if Xavi Simons has already grown to the main roster, then he must behave like a professional and take penalties in any situation. But this is still an 18-year-old guy who does his best to gain foothold in the starting 11 and compete with a huge number of stars. If he's on the team, he has the same right as the others. We have absolute confidence in Xavi, Pochettino concluded after the game. For some it may seem to be encouraging words, but if you know how many chances the coach will give Simons from now on. Still, in the photos from the training session after the match, we can see Xavi in the spotlight, backed by the squad after his failure. Such a pick inspires some hope for the best, although it looks like Lionel Messi is holding a grudge against his young teammate. What do we mean by that? We will tell you a little later. In general, most of the PSG fans supported Xavi, which is cool. Better days are yet to come. We believe in you. Failures are part of learning to grow, and you will do very great. Strength, courage, and work. The little prince will become king of the city of light. However, there were also cases where people were not particularly eager to support Xavi after a disastrous shot. I'm not blaming Xavi Simons, but when I see young stars lose penalties, I always remember when Riqui Puig asked to take a decisive penalty in the semi-final of the Spanish Super Cup last season under a coach who won't play him for 5 years if he had missed. Xavi Simons misses the decisive penalty to knock PSG out of the French Cup. Too bad for the kid. Why Xavi Simons looked like he was crying before he even missed the penalty? Xavi Simons. European poster boy just missed the penalty that sends PSG crashing out of the French Cup. We hope that these negative comments only temper Xavi's spirit, especially when there's so much endorsement against their background. Simons himself responded to the fans a few days after the defeat, finally accepting what had actually happened. Fall, get up, and above all, learn. Thank you all for the messages. On continue, wrote the player in his Twitter page. It's February 2022, and Xavi Simons' contract still has not yet been renewed. There are no sensible updates from Mino Raiola, but the clock is ticking. This summer, Xavi Simons can become a free agent. What's more, PSG coach Mauricio Pochettino also has a completely unclear future with the Parisians. Many French publishers note that he is already tired of the club and wants to leave as soon as possible, so he's hardly interested in this issue. There are talks of Zinedine Zidane replacing the Argentine coach. Well, if Xavi extends the contract, he risks staying with a manager who will push him into the depth of the bench, and it won't be possible to leave for free. And if he doesn't extend the agreement, he will have to look for another option to go. His Barcelona comeback would have been made into a beautiful story, but then Lionel Messi, Simons' current teammate, put spikes in the wheels. According to the Catalan newspaper El Nacional, during a joint dinner with Barcelona head coach Xavi, Lionel Messi advised the coach not to sign the Dutch player. Messi's advice was not the only factor that influenced Xavi's opinion, but in fact turned into the last straw. The coach is no longer interested in signing Simons anyway. The former leader of Barcelona saw Simons in action and made sure that Xavi had not grown up to the level of the Catalan club. Leo spent a lot of training with talent, and who but him recognize if a young player has the potential to be the first team player of Barcelona. Last season, Messi enjoyed the game with Pedri, and here he saw Javi Simons, who is not yet mature enough to play adult football. As you can see, the prediction of the 7-time Ballon d'Or winner for Simons is rather unpromising. The best option for Xavi Simons right now is to extend the contract with PSG, so he will at least remain in one of the top European clubs. And if the situation with dropping from the main squad doesn't stop, then there is a chance to see game experience in loan deals. The guy now doesn't satisfy the PSG coaching staff. Xavi is given very little playing time, even with all his great results within the youth team. Although if Xavi enters free agency market this summer, it's unlikely that he will sit without the club for long, as many of them are watching his progress. Various media resources reported on the interest from Rangers, also Manchester City, and even Bayern could poach the kid. These were the latest transfer talks. Earning a place in the squad at Man City and Bayern is truly an impossible task, because the same situation as in PSG can quickly be repeated. The option with Rangers looks more realistic, but there Xavi will have to get used to a completely different, tougher playstyle. We should keep in mind that other clubs are to wake up in the upcoming months too. What do you think will happen to Xavi in the second half of the season? Will he be able to sign a new contract with PSG, or will he move to another club? Let us know your opinion in the comments below. Let's discuss it. We wish Xavi to overcome these difficult times. Many professionals have had similar scenarios in their careers, while really strong footballers moved on and forgot about the struggles at all, only getting better and keep reaching to the top. Perhaps Xavi Simons has what it takes to become one too. We sincerely wish that Lionel Messi's prediction about Simons did not come true. Guys, that is all today. The Inside Football channel was with you. We watch football from a different angle. Have a nice one, and see you in a bit.